This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, Friday, finally, September 22nd. I'm Ray Collins, glad you're with us. If you've watched all week, you've seen John Scalzi moving a little more slowly than usual. He lifted too many trees and cut too many trees, so he is on the injured reserve list today, but thankfully, Steve Newman agreed to set his alarm clock and join us with his major market talents. And Steve, glad to have you here.
It's great to be here. Hope John's getting to sleep in this last sunrise of summer because fall arrives at 4:02 this afternoon. Here's a look at Hurricane Marie now skirting the Turks and Caicos Islands. Very clearly defined eye, and it looks like some of the spiraling bands are hitting there. But for the Suncoast, we have a southwesterly flow aloft, but an easterly flow at the surface, and those showers and thunderstorms we see off the Atlantic are going to blow our way on those easterly winds, increasing our chance of rain as the day goes on. And here's today's future radar showing that chance of rain gradually increasing as we move through the afternoon hours. Not so much in the morning, but it moistens up quite a lot at 3, 4, 5, and our temperatures are going to warm up to the upper 80s to near 90 across the Suncoast. Interesting thing on this graph of future chance of rainfall, look at the chance goes up to 40, 50 at 4 to 5 this afternoon. That's right on the money with what the models are saying. Our complete tropical weather outlook and the weekend first alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Ray?
Thank you, Steve. Checking first alert traffic right now. Some buildups on the roads, particularly on 301 southbound after you get past State Road 70. Checking Sarasota County, Bee Ridge Road and the westbound lanes around McIntosh. And South County mostly clear at 6:02 on your Friday morning. Our top story, rescue teams working around the clock trying to find survivors after that major earthquake that hit Mexico on Tuesday. The death toll has climbed now to over 270 victims, more than 2,000 people injured. ABC's Arlette Saenz has the latest.
The frantic search for survivors continues. 3 days after that 7.1 magnitude earthquake rattled Mexico City. One woman eased out of a hole in the ceiling, first her legs, then slowly the rest of her body. This dramatic rescue at the Enrique Rebsamen School, bystanders knocking down concrete, coaxing children through a gap in the wall, pulling them to safety. The LA County Fire Department rescue team joining the search efforts with specialized equipment. Over 50 people have been rescued, but so many families still in agony, waiting for word of their missing loved ones. For 2 days, all of Mexico was captivated by this flattened school, a glimmer of hope after officials said they believed a 12-year-old girl was trapped inside. ABC's Matt Gutman on the scene with the education minister as this played out.
The rescue teams, as I told you, they made contact with her.
They heard her voice.
Yes, the rescue teams heard her voice.
Rescue crews meticulously worked for over 36 hours, using sensitive microphones, digging through the rubble, calling for silence. Until a shocking announcement, there was no girl after all. Officials confirmed all students at the school were accounted for. 19 children and 6 teachers died in that school. Mexican President Peña Nieto insists the search and rescue efforts will continue as long as they believe people are underneath the rubble. He says there are roughly 36 buildings in Mexico City where these operations are still underway. Arlette Saenz, ABC News, Washington.
Meantime, Mexico's foreign minister addressed the disaster yesterday while speaking in front of the United Nations in New York. He wanted to let the assembly know that despite Mexico's difficult time right now, their country stands in solidarity with those affected by other recent natural disasters around the world.
Today, I come before this assembly at a difficult and painful time for Mexicans. Our nation is wounded by nature itself. In recent weeks, together with our sister nations of the Caribbean and the states of Florida and Texas in the U.S., we've suffered natural disasters that are huge and have caused suffering, destruction, and death. The worst for Mexico is 2 consecutive earthquakes in only 12 days, which have not only put to the test our readiness and infrastructures, but our very humanity.
A number of people are living in shelters in Mexico with no sign of leaving anytime soon. Developing overnight, North Korea is striking back verbally against the U.S. in response to President Trump's speech earlier this week at the UN. Kim Jong-un issued a statement saying President Trump displays, quote, mentally deranged behavior and will pay dearly for his speech, which called for totally destroying North Korea. President Trump said in his speech that the U.S. would totally destroy North Korea if it had to defend allies. He also referred to Kim in a mocking fashion as Rocket Man. Meantime, the U.S. is expanding sanctions on Pyongyang and countries that it associates with financially. An update now on conditions in Puerto Rico after Hurricane Irma. The National Hurricane Center is warning of catastrophic flooding across the island, where in some parts the storm dumped up to 40 inches of rain. Puerto Rico's head of electric power authority said it could be up to 6 months before everyone gets power back again, and hospitals are doing all they can. CNN's Nick Valencia has the latest.
Ashford Presbyterian is doing the best they can with what they have, which right now is more than a lot of places in Puerto Rico. Margot Silva is the hospital's planning director.
Puerto Rico is in a hurricane corridor, so we're used to dealing with this, and unfortunately being so close to the ocean, these circumstances come up.
Like most every building in San Juan, the trauma hospital was damaged during Hurricane Maria, but they got lucky. As we walk the hallways, we see some structural damage, but not much. Their air conditioning did crash, so patients like 103-year-old Diosa Leronda are burning up.
Mommy.
She's been here for nearly 2 months, and her daughter is distressed.
No water. Water came today, this afternoon. It was pretty bad and messed up organization from the administration.
But then we meet Anna Rivera. She got to the hospital days before the hurricane and tells me it might have been the best place to ride out the storm. Impressive, considering what the last 2 weeks have delivered. More than a dozen evacuees from Hurricane Irma, including a pregnant woman who gave birth 6 weeks early. Some of those here look like they've been through war.
People get very nervous and anxious. I'm very nervous and anxious too, because I had a lot of damage to my apartment. So it's part of what we go through when we have a hurricane. We're used to it. At the same time, it's still it's very stressful.
Nick Valencia, CNN, San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Meantime, airlines are still hesitant to make their way to Puerto Rico after Maria. JetBlue is not resuming flights just yet, and they have not said when they'll be back in service there. Customers can always check online at jetblue.com. Meantime, United Airlines also holding off flights to the island until further notice. Southwest Airlines says they'll resume flights today to San Juan, and American Airlines says it'll offer limited service to Puerto Rico starting today, including 5 round-trip flights to San Juan. They also plan to fly American Airlines employees to the site to help the company restart its operations in Puerto Rico. New developments this morning in the investigation into a Florida nursing home that lost power during Hurricane Irma. Police say a 10th person has now passed away. The first 8 patients from the rehabilitation center at Hollywood Hills died 3 days after Irma struck. The 9th patient died Tuesday. The state has suspended the facility's license while the owners have filed suit to block the state from doing that. Police and the state attorney's office are now conducting criminal investigations and to see if the deaths could have been prevented. Insurance companies are taking another big hit after the 1-2 punch of Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. Allstate announced losses of $500 million in August alone after Harvey. That's more than 3 times the amount reported the previous month, and that number is expected to grow some more as well. The majority of claims involve car claims due to flooded roadways. As for Irma's effects, a more detailed report of claims is due in the near future. Governor Rick Scott says that Florida's law enforcement officers and first responders will enjoy license-free fishing. It's all in recognition of their life-saving work preparing and responding to Hurricane Irma. The Florida DEP is also offering free day passes to Florida state parks. These can be used until October of next year for all law enforcement officers, first responders, as well as utility workers. Some good news for golfers. The American course at the Bobby Jones Golf Complex in Sarasota will reopen tomorrow. The course was closed after Hurricane Irma downed or damaged about 20 trees. The British course and the executive course across the street are already back open. If you need a good idea for the weekend, you can check out a Sarasota brewery at the Epcot Food and Wine Festival in Orlando. J. Dub's Brewery has 2 beers being served at the event. The Food and Wine Fest runs through November the 13th. I was there a few years ago. It's really a nice time to visit the event there.
I was supposed to be there 2 weekends ago,
Yes.
and then Irma happened.
Yes.
So maybe we can go in November if it's still
You got until
going on there?
13th. Yes,
All
you
right,
do.
that's what we'll plan. We have a great weekend coming up, more typical of summer than autumn, which arrives at 4:02 this afternoon. Your first alert forecast for that weekend coming up.
Okay, also first alert traffic as well, Steve. And the World Rowing Championship gets underway tomorrow. We'll take you behind the scenes and show you how security will patrol the week-long event.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Good morning. Some folks up north might think this is a midsummer morning. Here in the Suncoast, this is what we expect this time of year. A lot of humidity, even though we're moving into fall this afternoon. The humidity is there with the dew point of 71. Our temperature at dawn, 74. Sunrise coming up in just a few minutes. Across the state, temperatures still very summer-like across most of the Sunshine State. 80 at Melbourne, West Palm, and Miami. 83 down at Key West. And across our viewing area, temperatures pretty much in the 70s and humid too. 74 at the airport in Sarasota. Whitfield, where I live, 74. Mayaca City, 73. And if we move down to southern Sarasota County and Charlotte County, Boca is quite warm, I think, because surrounded by that warm Gulf of Mexico waters, 77 at this hour. Let me take a look at radar. There are some showers well away from us. It's dry all across us right now, but if you'll notice, these are going to be moving from the east in our direction. And oh so slowly as the day goes on, the atmosphere will moisten up and the chance of rain will increase. And about a 50% chance by this afternoon across the area before they dissipate during the evening hours. Now, this is the infrared image showing the higher clouds, and the winds aloft are blowing this way. At the surface, they're blowing this way. That's why we'll see those showers and thunderstorms come our way. Now, if we look at the tropics, some models trying to spin something up here in about a week. I'm not really concerned about that, but what we really need to look at in late September and into October, as we have a second peak in the hurricane activity over the Suncoast, is things popping up down here in the Caribbean and then moving up into the Gulf. But right now, that doesn't appear to be happening anytime soon. And this is Hurricane Maria, still a Category 3 storm skirting the Turks and Caicos, predicted to remain well offshore, and this is what's left of Hurricane Jose, now producing tropical storm force winds like day after day for New England. It's been just miserable weather from Halifax and Nova Scotia, Maine, the coast of New England, even down along the Jersey shore. Definitely not beach weather for them because of high pounding surf and the strong gusty winds and rain. Right now, Maria has 125-mile-an-hour winds moving to the northwest at 7 miles an hour. It's a Category 3 storm, and this is the fortunate thing. Its current predicted path keeps it off the Atlantic coast and even keeps it away from Bermuda. So it's going to be a fish storm, we're going to hope, still sending high surf along the Atlantic coast. And we have high confidence in this forecast because all the models, or pretty much most of them, are in agreement with this path. There are a couple outliers that try to move it east, but the red lines are the more reliable models. The yellow ones a little less reliable, and you can see most of them are producing, going right off the Atlantic coast, well away from everyone. And there's our futurecast showing the spiraling bands of Maria, improving conditions over Hispaniola as it moves away. However, the Turks and Caicos are getting some fairly strong winds as a result of it, but it's going to be a peripheral storm for them. Look at the easterly flow over the Suncoast, over Florida, bringing those showers and thunderstorms not only this afternoon, but tomorrow afternoon as well, and a little less chance on Sunday, but it's still going to be a pretty typical weekend coming up across the Suncoast. Now, if you're going to the beach, speaking of weekend, great day to go out, both tomorrow and Sunday, with north winds 10 knots on the open water if you're on a boat, seas 2 feet, moderate chop because of those easterly winds on bay and inland waters in our interior lakes. Afternoon thunderstorms possible this afternoon, high of 88, water temperature at the beach 83. And here's my forecast for today. Topping off upper 80s to near 90 with a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, just about on the money for what we'd expect this time of year, and northeast winds 5 to 10. Here's a 7-day outlook showing that 50% chance not only today but Saturday as well. Slightly less on Sunday, and then drier air kind of sinks over us on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in the wake of Hurricane Maria. So I think it might feel a little more like our local autumn weather when that gets here. That's your weather right now.
Thank you, Steve. Checking first alert traffic right now. First off in Manatee County, no major issues to report at this time. We'll check back farther south now in Sarasota. An issue there in Fruitville Road on the westbound lane at Beneva. Also, you want to look at 41 southbound, just south of Stickney Point Road. South County mostly clear at 6:18 on this Friday morning. Well, it has been years in the making, and finally tomorrow, it's opening ceremonies for the World Rowing Championship in Sarasota County. Tens of thousands of fans will watch athletes from 70 countries, and behind the scenes, security, and a lot of it. A closer look now by our Jess Dowdrick.
9 days, 2,000 athletes and coaches, 40,000 spectators. The World Rowing Championships is a world-class event, and the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is tasked with protecting it.
This has been on our radar for about 4 years or so, and we've certainly gone to other venues in the country, if not internationally, to look at what other groups have been doing to offer some security and protection.
While the Sheriff's Office is leading the charge, they're not alone. Florida Highway Patrol, private security companies, even Homeland Security are all involved.
Unfortunately, in the world that we live in today, whether it's a sporting event or just traveling to a big city, you have to be aware, but we're very confident that folks are going to have a great time out here.
Security will be evident before you even arrive, with Florida Highway Patrol directing traffic on I-75. When you park near University Town Center, guards will be patrolling the parking facilities, with sheriff's deputies escorting spectators across Cattleman Road. Then guests will walk through metal detectors, and their bags will be searched.
When they come out to the event, they should plan to travel as if they were going to an NFL or Major League Baseball game. Travel light.
Lounge chairs with arms are not allowed. Certainly firearms of any kind or weapons of any kind, fireworks, noisemakers.
Once inside, there will be a strong law enforcement presence, making sure the event stays peaceful and safe. The Sarasota County Fire Department also on scene in case of a medical emergency.
Folks should feel safe and secure when they come out here.
Jess Aldrich, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Should be a great event for the area. Still ahead in Good Morning Suncoast. Mexico suffered one of the worst earthquakes in that nation's history. But up next, we'll tell you why experts say it could have been even worse.
The Alfa Romeo Stelvio takes the modern compact luxury crossover and injects it with personality.
Every crossover should be this good to drive.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Celebrate the end of summer with big savings during the Jeep Celebration event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers or save big on a new sleek and stylish Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Drive off today for your next great adventure in a brand new Jeep Renegade for as low as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
It's Willamania at the Players Center as the Will Rogers Follies takes the stage September 27th. Part homespun humor and part Ziegfeld Follies, this toe-tapping Tony Award musical is the start of our wild Broadway series. So call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You need to catch Willamania.
I went in skeptical and came away impressed.
Stelvio can spring from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds, a segment best.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Our live camera on Bee Ridge Road showing all the construction work that goes on overnight on that busy road. Hopefully it'll wrap up in time as the morning commute begins in earnest in a few minutes here. That's our live picture. If you got any good pictures for us, send them our way. I posted a picture on my page of MTV, who I happened to catch in action doing their Siesta Key show at a local facility. You can go to Ray Collins, ABC7, like the page and check out those pictures, say hello, and I promise I will write back as well. All right, welcome back. 6:24 right now. Make no mistake, Mexico's earthquake was very bad, but it could have been even worse. You see, Mexico has an emergency alert system for earthquakes, and as ABC's Nick Watt tells us, some wonder why that technology doesn't exist in this country.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the quake that just killed more than 200 people in Mexico could have been even more deadly if not for this. That siren, a national early earthquake warning system. But here in California, a widespread alert system simply does not exist. Not yet.
So this building is actually the only residential building in the United States to be equipped with earthquake early warning.
A pilot project. Works like this. The USGS has a shake alert system, sensors that instantly relay info to companies like Early Warning Labs.
2 to 5 seconds for USGS, about a second for you guys. Warning.
Yeah. And that's how we outrun an earthquake.
And we'll have full live coverage of the Mexican earthquake coming up at 7 a.m. with your GMA First Look. I'm Nick Watt, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Working hard to lower your LDL bad cholesterol? Not making enough progress? You eat well, take the highest dose statin you can, but still aren't getting where you need to be. Now there's Repatha, a different way to reduce LDL and get on the path to dramatically lower numbers. Repatha works differently than your statin to help clear LDL. Repatha plus the highest dose statin drove down LDL an average of 71% more than a statin alone.
Do not take Repatha if you are allergic to it. Repatha may cause allergic reactions. Signs include redness, severe rash or itching, swollen face, or trouble breathing. The most common side effects include runny nose, sore throat, common cold symptoms, flu or flu-like symptoms, back pain, and redness, pain, or bruising at the injection site.
Added to a highest dose statin, Repatha lowered LDL below 70 for up to 90% of people. Ask if Repatha can get you on the path to way lower LDL.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
As a singer-songwriter, it's all about creating high-performance art that moves people. Same is true in making gorgeous cars. Fiat designs it. You're the artist.
Choose your palette just about any color combo inside out. No small wonder, state-of-the-art style Fiat.
Now this moves me. Oh, they're playing my song.
Let the art of Fiat move you at Fiat of Sarasota.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind Your Meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC 7 shows on your streaming device.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, the Bradenton children missing since earlier this week have been found in Alabama. We'll have the latest on their condition. New details on what led to a 7-hour standoff with police in Parrish yesterday. And Venice goes against the voters and bans medical marijuana dispensaries in their city. We'll tell you why. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And work is wrapping up right now on Bee Ridge and Shade. Still quite dark out there as the commute starts to begin in between all those flashing lights. Construction work has been a big issue there in Bee Ridge for the past year or two. We'll have updates later on today on ABC 7. Good morning, it is 6:30. I'm Ray Collins. As you know, John Scalzi was not feeling great this week. He actually hurt himself during Hurricane Irma recovery and repairs, so he's actually a statistic right now. But luckily, Steve Newman answered the call. He is here with details of a 12-hour day, 12 hours. How do you describe it, Steve?
The equinox, the autumnal
yes.
equinox happens this afternoon at 4:02, and that would normally mean 12 hours day, 12 hours night. But the Earth does not orbit perfectly around the sun, and there are other vagaries in astronomy that cause it to be about 7 minutes difference. Instead of being exactly same 12 hours apart, you can see there's 7 minutes difference between the sunrise and sunset. 7:19 sunrise, 7:26 for sunset. Now, we do have Hurricane Maria still out there in the Atlantic, the eye clearly visible, skirting the Turks and Caicos Islands. For us, we are dry at the moment, but we do have an easterly flow at the surface, and with thunder showers out over the Atlantic, they will move in our direction during the day, increasing our chance of rain. And here's our futurecast, future radar showing as the day goes on, the air moistens up and the chance of thunderstorms increases and blows over us right on through the afternoon and evening, and then things stabilize tonight. Our high temperature this afternoon about 88, 89 degrees, right on seasonal normal, and the chance of rainfall does go up to about 50% as we move into the evening. Our complete first alert forecast for the upcoming weekend and a detailed look at the tropics in just a few minutes, right?
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, Steve. Checking first alert traffic now on this Friday morning. Pretty clear in Manatee County. No issues quite yet. Farther south into Sarasota, a little blip on the screen on Bee Ridge where you just saw some construction going on. That's the problem right there is in the eastbound lane near Tuttle and Swift. And South County all clear at 6:32. Our top story, that Amber Alert has been lifted overnight after 4 Bradenton siblings missing since Wednesday have been found safe in Alabama. 2 guests at a Hampton Inn recognized the children playing in the lobby and contacted police. Police arrested their mother, Jemiah Gadon, without incident. She did not have legal custody of her kids. They all now are in good health. We'll have updates throughout the day right here on ABC 7. In northern Manatee County last night, neighbors helped neighbors who were hit hard by Hurricane Irma. Our Rick Adams shows us last night's benefit.
Well, scenes like this in Colony Cove are the reason why for this fundraiser. Some folks are still trying to piece their lives back together following the hurricane. Signs of Hurricane Irma can still be spotted in different sections of the Colony Cove retirement community in Allenton. People who live here say up to 35% of the more than 2,500 homes here had damage, some minimal and some major.
It was almost like there was a tornado in our garage. Everything was torn up, twisted metal, siding, everything was destroyed.
That's what led people in the community to hold a hurricane relief dance benefit for their neighbors Thursday night. Musician John Rennell donated his time and talents, and hundreds of people not only enjoyed his music, but also a raffle with donated prizes.
We have an awful lot of seniors that are on very strict fixed income, that are not able to afford to get their homes fixed. Also, a lot of them lost a lot of food.
Shelley Baker has lived in Colony Cove for just 10 months. She suffered lots of damage to her home, which she shares with her mom. She says she's happy folks came together for this great cause.
This community, we don't live together, but we take care of each other, and I've never seen that anywhere else. And I'm glad everybody's come out, donating their time, money, and everything. It's a wonderful blessing.
Some residents say they're hoping to get relief from FEMA, but they tell us that's not a guarantee. For someone like Dan Brennan, he'll take help where he can get it. He says his home could be a total loss.
It was devastating, devastating. I don't think I ever felt that low.
And to find out how you can help folks here in Colony Cove who were affected by Hurricane Irma, you can log on to our website at mysuncoast.com. Reporting from Allenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Meantime, a Pennsylvania lineman who was helping restore power on the Suncoast after Irma is in the intensive care unit this morning. 53-year-old Tracy Sluggenhut was working on a power line on 5th Street in Englewood when he was electrocuted. He was airlifted to Blake Memorial's burn unit in Bradenton. Some major changes for Manatee County drivers who use US 301. There will no longer be left turns or cross traffic on 301 at 38th Avenue East. The signal will be deactivated and removed, and the median will be extended across the existing intersection. Traffic will be able to use the newly opened 44th Avenue East as the alternative or other local routes. The intersection change takes place next Tuesday evening. Heads up for drivers in Venice. Major road work begins there this week. Last year, Venice voters approved an $18 million road bond to redo 70% of the city's roadways. Contractors are ripping up asphalt and drainage pipes throughout the city. Engineers hope to limit the inconvenience to drivers, but admit that in some areas, residents may have a hard time getting home.
The convenience of not getting to park in your driveway is not that much of a inconvenience to me. I mean, to get a new road.
The work will continue around the clock in hopes of finishing as soon as possible. The entire project is expected to be done around January of 2019. Trial is underway for one of the 3 men accused of killing a Bradenton couple while their 5 children were nearby in the home. Trey Nonnombre is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the 2015 home invasion and fatal shooting of Esther Danaeus and Contrell Brooks. The couple's 5 kids were in the house at the time of the incident. It was caught on security video at the home on Southern Parkway. There's the video. Another suspect's trial begins next month, while the 3rd suspect took a plea deal of 25 years in prison in exchange for testifying against the 2 other suspects. An update now on that 7-hour standoff earlier this week in Parrish. David Coverman is now charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. Manatee County Sheriff deputies say he barricaded himself in his house about 3 o'clock Wednesday. The incident reportedly began when Coverman pointed a gun at his wife and fired shots out a window of his house. Some neighbors were evacuated. Fortunately, in all this, nobody was injured. Sarasota County Sheriff deputies trying to find the person who vandalized a fire station. Deputies were first called to Station 14 on the South Trail August 3rd. They found a shattered window and small marbles that might have come from a slingshot. Well, less than a month later, deputies again were called there due to another shattered window. Both windows are hurricane resistant, and the cost of damage is about more than $4,000. If you can help find the vandals, call 366-TIPS. Back in Venice, city leaders are taking the final steps to deny medical marijuana dispensaries in their city. Council believes there's a lack of regulatory control and voted to ban the dispensaries 2 nights ago. Florida only allows for regulating dispensaries if local governments regulate pharmacies like CVS or Walmart. So with no control, there's no dispensaries now in Venice. You might recall Florida voters approved the use of medical marijuana statewide last year. We told you yesterday about sea turtle numbers improving across the world, but this year's nesting season on the Suncoast took a big hit from Hurricane Irma. Mote Marine says at least 153 nests were washed out, but that is likely to be a big underestimate on how many were actually damaged. The nests that were disturbed were scattered across the beaches. The biologist we talked to says that Mote Marine will not move or disturb nests before or after a storm, so now they are just trying to make sure the surviving nests are protected.
Now we're mostly just making sure that the nests that are still out there are staked still and can continue to be monitored throughout the rest of their incubation.
A reminder to beachgoers, make sure not to disturb any sea turtle nests you see and do not shine bright lights near the nests as well. 6:39 right now. 20 area men made strides against breast cancer last night. The Real Men Wear Pink fashion show took place at the mall at UTC. Mall stores supplied the clothes for the men to wear during the show. There's our Bob Harrigan. Maverick and Lulu from WCTQ emceed the event, and also Manatee County Commissioner Carol Whitmore made an appearance. That's Lulu right there. The group raised money for breast cancer, starting with bids as little as $2,500. Nice fundraiser there. Happening today, Manatee Memorial Hospital hosting a bone marrow swab party to try and find a donor for a local child. 9-year-old Alex Sims needs a life-saving transplant to survive IPEX. That's a rare and often fatal autoimmune disease. Now, there's still no matching donors for Alex in this national registry, so local residents are invited to come out to the hospital and get a free swab testing done today. It runs from 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. I hope we can help him.
Great cause.
Yes. All right. So today is the first day of fall.
It will be at 4:02 this afternoon.
All right.
And as the sun passes southward through the celestial equator, you can tell the days are getting shorter already, and we'll have the forecast for the upcoming first weekend of fall in a couple of minutes.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Also, first alert traffic. And we all know the possibility of the Zika virus is a problem throughout the Sunshine State. But we'll tell you why there are other types of mosquito diseases to be concerned about. Enjoy your breakfast. We'll have more after this.
The Alfa Romeo Stelvio takes the modern compact luxury crossover and injects it with personality.
Every crossover should be this good to drive.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
I went in skeptical and came away impressed.
Stelvio can spring from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds, a segment best.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Good morning, John Scalzi taking the well-deserved morning off, and we're waking up to a humid morning for the last sunrise of summer. It'll be the first sunset of fall tonight. 74 with a dew point of 71, so it's still very humid across the state, and temperatures from top to bottom pretty much what you would expect this time of year. It really takes another month for us to get lower humidities and cold fronts coming down and drying us out. Across our viewing area, temperatures pretty much in the 70s from side to side and top to bottom. Now, we do have some rain showers and thunderstorms off the Atlantic coast, quite a ways away, but there's a developing easterly flow that's going to blow these showers and thunderstorms in our direction. And with the heat of the day, they'll build into afternoon showers and thunderstorms for us, but it'll take most of the day for that to happen. Around 4 or 5 o'clock, we'll see the chances increase. Now, we do have Hurricane Maria. Well, I thought we had Hurricane Maria there. Let's take a look at the tropics. And there's one model that's trying to spin something up in about a week's time out in the middle of the Atlantic. But really this time of year, we start looking at the Caribbean for a source of surprise storms to pop up in late September and October and moving into the Gulf. There's no threat of that at the moment. But we do have Hurricane Maria with 125-mile-an-hour winds skirting the Turks and Caicos Islands. It's not going to be a threat to us at all, as we'll look at in a minute. And this is what's left of Jose. Remember Jose hurricane that's just been spinning out there, creating a miserable week for people along the Atlantic coast of New England and part of the Canadian Maritimes. You can see it swirling around, producing tropical storm force winds across Cape Cod this morning. Now, we take a look at our Hurricane Maria forecast. Still a Category 3 storm with winds at 125 miles an hour. The predicted path takes it well east of the Bahamas. In fact, we're very lucky if this path is correct. It won't affect the Bermuda, or it won't affect the eastern United States as it slowly weakens over the weekend, early part of next week, and by Wednesday, only 75-mile-an-hour winds threatening only fish and shipping lanes. And we're pretty confident on this path because of the spaghetti plot of models, all pretty much in agreement except for a couple outliers, taking it well right off the Atlantic coast, really ignoring these other models that aren't really that reliable. But you can see the red lines are the most reliable models, and the yellow ones a little less, but they're pretty much all in agreement that that's going to happen. Now here's what it looks like on the futurecast. Maria moving northward from the Turks and Caicos. We have an easterly flow developing across the Sunshine State, with a chance of thunderstorms not only this afternoon, but Saturday afternoon and Sunday as well, with temperatures pretty close to seasonal normal. Out on the water, it's going to be a great day, great weekend, I think, with northerly winds 10 knots, moderate chop on bay and inland waters. Gulf water temperature 83, the Gulf at the beach temperature will be 88. Here's my forecast for this afternoon. A 50% chance of showers developing by late afternoon, high 89. And the 7-day outlook shows that 50% chance continues on Saturday. A slight chance, a little less on Sunday with 40%. And then dry weather next week. Maybe the humidities will go down and make it pretty comfortable. That's your complete First Alert forecast.
All right, thank you, Steve. Checking First Alert traffic right now. First off in Manatee County, a couple issues there on State Road 64 in both directions, just west of downtown Bradenton. Otherwise, the usual delays. Checking Sarasota County, only there's some issues there in Bee Ridge in the eastbound lane as construction crews wrap up there. In South County, mostly clear at 647. So how serious is the threat of the Zika virus? ABC's Arlette Saenz takes a closer look.
Annoying, buzzy pests when you're outside at twilight. But those tiny mosquitoes are far more than just a nuisance. And with birth defects caused by Zika infections making headlines recently, every high-pitched buzz is a reminder that two kinds of mosquitoes in the U.S. can carry dangerous diseases along with that itchy bite. Now, new research points to just how widespread these bugs may be in the U.S. Researchers at the CDC looking at records documenting where the disease-carrying Aedes mosquitoes have been found, as well as temperature and rainfall data. Conditions in 77% of U.S. counties could be hospitable to these dangerous insects for at least part of the year, the counties in the east and south most welcoming to these pests. Troubling, since these varieties of mosquitoes can carry not only Zika, but also dengue, chikungunya, and even yellow fever. It's another reminder for Americans to get used to safer mosquito habits. That includes wearing long sleeves and pants during mosquito season, using bug repellent, and emptying out sources of standing water. Simple tips that can help keep you, your family, and your neighbors safe from the itch and much worse. With this Medical Minute, I'm Arlette Saenz, ABC News.
Entertainment news now. That horror movie called It is now the highest grossing movie of its genre of all time. The Stephen King novel crossed the $233 million mark yesterday, and that took only 2.5 weeks to get to that point. 2.5 weeks. The previous champion, The Exorcist, back in 1973. Beyonce making her big return to the stage, and it's all for a good cause. Months after having twins, Beyonce and her husband, Jay-Z, will headline a benefit concert for Hurricane Harvey and Irma victims. It's set for October 7th in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. The celebrity duo will join a long list of stars raising money for those hit hardest by those two storms. Music legend Frank Zappa passed away 24 years ago, but that doesn't mean he can't still go on tour. Now stay with me. They're going to have a Zappa musical hologram. The Zappa Family Trust and Production Company, Illusion, announced the project yesterday. Zappa's son said that he's thrilled about the upcoming tour, describing plans to have the hologram joined on stage by his kids and the musicians he played with during his career. Wow, how do you feel about that? 6:49 right now, local news headlines after this, and a man reunited with his class ring. We'll tell you how long it was missing and how far it traveled before it got back to his finger after this.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
one.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck. The ABC 7 First Alert Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information when severe weather threatens the Suncoast. Visit mysuncoast.com and download yours today.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now, lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $239 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Tennis players at the Bath and Racquet found a disclaimer on the pro shop door that said, once you go out these doors, you can be on TV. So if you don't want to be on TV, don't go outside these doors. MTV was on the campus there shooting the Siesta Key show. I took a photo off my cell phone camera and put it right there. There are plenty more pictures to see of this and other things. If you go to my site, it's Ray Collins, ABC7, on our social media pages. Feel free to check that out. We've got the address, I think, queued up to show it. Also, we'll do Facebook Friday Live at 8 o'clock this morning, so check out the ABC7 Facebook page, and Steve and I will have Facebook Friday Live for you to check out. 6:54 right now. Let's check the local news headlines as you awaken on this Friday morning. An Amber Alert involving 4 Bradenton siblings is now over. Police arrested their non-custodial mother and recovered the kids at a hotel in Alabama overnight. The city of Venice is overruling the voters of Florida. Council voted to ban medical marijuana dispensaries in their community. And Suncoast students create dozens of banners to honor most of the 70 countries arriving for the World Rowing Competition. The races start tomorrow at Nathan Benderson Park. All right, checking First Alert traffic right now. There's a scene in Manatee County. Nothing major to report. The usual spotty delays as the commute begins. Farther south, little problem there we see on the Siesta Key as you approach Siesta Village for some reason. And farther south, look at that. We do have an issue at the 681-75 apex. Be aware of that. Looks like the southbound lane's a problem there. In fact, 2 lanes blocked after exit 200. And there might only be 2 lanes there at that point, so be aware of that as you approach 681. Steve?
We have take a look at the Futurecast real quick, and it shows that we have an increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon as the day goes on. By about 4 o'clock, we'll see them pop up, and they'll be gone by tonight. That pattern is going to continue right on through the weekend.
Thank you, Steve. Finally, a Mississippi man is getting a treasured piece of jewelry back decades after he lost it. Bruce Kinnamore was only 2 years out of high school when he misplaced his cherished class ring while working in Georgia. He eventually gave up looking for the ring before he settled down in Biloxi, Mississippi. Well, somehow, a woman in Louisiana, 800 miles from where he lost it, found it in an old rental house. She posted about it online, and sure enough, Kinnamore heard about it and got his ring back and made a new friend along the way. That's great. Social media to the rescue in that case.
Speaking of social media, I don't get a chance to pitch this very often. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Steve Newman TV.
Good idea. All right. We'll see you on the ABC7's Facebook page for a Facebook Live. Feel free to heckle us. Don't throw tomatoes, though. Enjoy your weekend, folks, and we'll also see you Monday on Good Morning Suncoast.